Alright, so yesterday we were talking about perspective, right? People getting mail. Then you gotta look both ways. When you're crossing the street, so the remote control car in the view. So everything's cool, you know, everybody's, you know, playing with their remote control cars, you know, riding their bikes. Everybody's, you know, pretty much happy. Alright, so obviously, yesterday, as you can see, we tried doing this. It was a little different. And now we're gonna do the same thing. But as you can see, you'll be able to compare and contrast the difference. And that's the thing about recording, you know, you can't just become complacent. You know, once that happens, you're just like a camera. You know, you become stagnant. And the beauty of recording is not to be a camera. It's to actually transmit something to your audience. Not just for the sake of words, but for the sake of image and other reasons as well. So again, you know, when your niche is a perspective, it's very complicated to record everything, especially when you just have one phone. I mean, you can't record everything, you know, when your niche is a perspective. It's a little different when it comes to, you know, recording everything. So there's one perspective, and we're about to turn to a different perspective. It's like that make a big impact on video. You know, again, you know, the energy has to keep flowing. Especially if it's a video, you have to always be talking and saying words. It also just depends on the vibe. Sometimes the vibe is not that, you know, you don't have to have much high energy, you just have to speak. It all depends, I mean, because you can differentiate between shouting and just talking regularly. So the lights are on right now at the baseball fields. I don't know if they're having practice or if there's a game going on over there right now. I really don't know. Like I said, you know, it's really complicated to record everything, you know, like in this earlier scene, I was recording and then I stopped recording and a really nice car passed by. So again, you can't record everything, you know. If recording good cars is your niche, then obviously you should focus on that. Again, you know, the park lights are on. It's not even time for them to have them on, but it just lets you know how you have to give time for things like that to actually happen. You know, if you're gonna turn on the lights right when it gets dark, I mean, it's an impossible task to do that, so obviously it's timed. There's some people playing, they're playing baseball as well. It's in the park, not on the baseball fields. Cars in the parking lot. Quite a few. Maybe it's game day, who knows? We'll probably pass through there. see what goes on. So, for some people, it's not important to have a baseball field. So there's some people running at the park. The reason it's not important, it's not that it's not important, is that the other leagues haven't finished playing, so there's no other fields to practice in, so that's the reason they're practicing there. So obviously I gotta step to this here because the sidewalk's wet, and because there's no car coming anyways. And now I can switch back, and it's wet all the way, so I'm gonna have to, you know, do a little bit of improvising. Everyone's super early, as you can see. And as you can see, it is wet, so I have to go and improvise. It's 18 till 6 p.m. So we're a little bit early. A little bit early. I am a little bit early. As you can see, when I was on my way here, it was in the day. Now it's pretty dark outside, so you know it's a little bit more of the view is a little different. So right now, crossing the street, it's Broadway, and obviously we are on our way back. So there's not many people practicing anymore. Everybody's leaving. There's not that many cars in the parking lot. So on my way here, when I was coming here, basically I charged the phone for about 5 minutes, and I noticed that I had one of the phones only charged like 2 or 3%, while the other one charged like probably like 12%. So obviously 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Anyways, I don't even know if I'm gonna put this on there. So it's the month of February, and it's not as cold as it used to be in January. And I guess that's a good sign, you know, the weather's changing, and we're almost in March. It's 7:37 p.m. right now, and there's some traffic at the traffic lights, but not that much. So I'm still on Broadway. You know, it's the perspective that I have. You know, there's some sprinklers that are on right now. I guess that's a good thing for the grass to be green. Just a quick reminder, if you saw the sprinklers, they're not as perfect as you think they'd be. They're a little bit off, and they just turned off. So the sprinklers, they're pretty much set up to turn on at a certain time and turn off at a certain time. So again, you know, that makes it much more effective. But at the same time, you know, you have to remember that it's important for people to exercise certain things in order for certain things to be relevant. Again, you know, it gets down to, hey, if you don't show up at the soccer field, then you miss networking with people, with individuals in that environment, you know, not just players, but scouts, people that like to scout, players, coaches, managers in the sport. So again, you gotta remember, you know, yeah, you know, people want to, you know, have a good life, but again, you know, remember that you have to choose what you want to be good at in order to focus on that. So as you can see, you know, I see a lot of videos, and basically there's a lot of misinformation. Sometimes the perspective gets changed, and obviously you gotta remind people that it's not the same thing. You just saw Inuits. That right there is Josie. And it's already dark, so you can't really see that good. So basically, I'm almost there. And this is a view, y'all. Transformer right there.